What is good people? You are now listening to another episode of Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth. I am your humble narrator, Danny Foxworth, and once again, I got my good brothers back on from the board of directors to accompany me in another fun-filled tournament this evening. But before we get into that, brothers, Gerard Rose, Michael Holloman, how are y'all doing this evening?
I'm going to lead up like we always do.
Welcome
the
back.
Renaissance boys are back in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, it's on.
So before we get into the tournament, just to catch up, since we last spoke, so to speak. Mike, I'll start with you. Anything of note happened since last time y'all were on here?
Let's see. Anything of note? I have considered relaunching the board meeting podcast without Gerard.
I was about to say nobody consulted me on this, but you had the without me part. So I was like, okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you cook.
Yeah, it been considered. I had thought about it. I was gonna tap him on the shoulder and then get our rights back up and record a few things I want to get off my chest. But that moment has passed, so now I'm back to just guest hosting. Since we spoke.
Word. Gee, how about you?
Oh man, I don't think anything much other than didn't we go to the Fireflies game since the last time we were on?
Yeah, we discussed that when y'all were on the last time.
Okay, so dang, that was further back. I don't know, man. Just out here living, man. That's
Word.
about all we're doing.
Holidays.
What holidays? You counting 4th of July? I mean, that's just a day off from work to cook out.
I mean, my birthday is a holiday.
Okay, well, I mean, all right.
Fair enough.
Holiday for me.
Well, I guess mine and Danny's was in there too since we last spoke because we all in June.
Yeah,
that's right.
And right. I was in y'all's neck of the woods a couple of Saturdays ago. Had to hit up Zesto.
Oh, got your Zesto on? Oh
yeah.
Which location you went to?
It's the one on Main.
On Main. Okay.
Yeah.
You went to the nice ghetto one.
Nice ghetto one.
Ghetto one, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into this tournament. So the reason why I have these brothers back on is because we're doing a tournament of Wu-Tang Solo albums. So we got 16 contestants entering the gauntlet, and only one will emerge as victor. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this thing. So we're gonna start in the upper left portion of the bracket. We have Raekwon, only built for Cuban links, versus Bobby Digital, the RZA. G, what say you?
All right, so we're gonna jump this off with me. All right, so check this out. I only remember one song off the Bobby Digital album, and I actually own it. So I'm gonna make this real easy and real quick and to the point. That's gonna be Cuban Links player because NYC everything is not enough to go with everything that is on Cuban Links. So straight up, just like that.
All right, that's one vote for Cuban Links. Mike.
I mean, I'm a Purple Tape guy, so we moving forward with Purple Tape. I ain't even talk about Bobby Digital.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Purple Tape as well. And I do love NYC everything. Boy, I went back and listened to that album. That doggone that domestic violence. Woo, buddy. That was a lot. But yeah.
That album, man, that like I respect it. It's a Wu-Tang album, but yeah, that wasn't the move, man.
It is a RZA album, so we do have to take it into account.
Of course.
Fair point. So Cuban Links goes on
particular.
Oh man. See now you doing RZA. All I think is his ad libs on Soul Paul. They're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And keep it true.
So Cuban Links moves on to the next round. Next matchup, we have Ghostface, Iron Man versus Inspector Deck, Uncontrolled Substance. I'll go first. Yeah, that's Iron Man for me. And, yeah, and I love Uncontrolled Substance, man. Like Word on the Street, Femme Fatale was my favorite joint on that album. But yeah, it's still going up against Iron Man, and yeah, it got the Thanos snap. So Mike.
All I'm gonna say is a through shots at Joseph and slap box with Jesus. I'm gonna keep moving.
All right. G.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. I mean, uncontrolled substance. Yeah, you said word on the street. Okay, there was one more that had the same beat as a song from a Ghostface album, but it was longer.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it, but you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. It was
Okay.
it's the same one up. It was the same beat he used on Supreme Clientele.
Right.
Yep.
But that being said, yeah, 2 songs is not gonna mess with Iron Man. That's Iron Man just way too deep. We can get into the particulars of Iron Man. We move forward in this bracket, but right now I'm not wasting what I got to tell you about Iron Man on uncontrolled substance.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say pause on Iron Man is way too deep.
I'll let you take that. I got you on that.
Hey,
cool.
yo,
Had that.
I'll let you take that.
I'll let you take that.
So okay, so this is the kind of podcast this is gonna be. All right, bet.
Man,
at least I know now.
I'm just bullshitting, man. I'm gonna hit the childish button and cut the childish button off. So Iron Man goes on to the next.
Why would you do such a thing?
Don't follow Mike up.
Yeah, Agent of Chaos.
Yes, don't do that.
And now we go to the next matchup: the aforementioned Supreme Clientele from Ghostface versus Tikal from Method Man. Mike.
Now, see, Tikal matched up with any other album other than Cuban Links. I might lean towards. It's just hard for me to pick against a Ghostface album, though. Against anything out of Wu-Tang. I got to go with Supreme Clientele. Even though I made a really strong argument for Tikal a long time ago, because it was the original Wu-Tang album that dropped. Really got people acclimated to how Wu-Tang Clan was and their style. Dope single that came out of that, METHOD, man. METHOD, man. Hey, you get off. Yeah. So, we had all that going on. But then Supreme Clientele, just a better product, man. So I'm going with Supreme Clientele.
True. So I'll go next. Honestly, I liked Tikal. I didn't love it. Honestly, it was one of my least favorite Wu solo albums. I like Release Your Death and I like PLO style and Meth vs. Chef on a good day. But other than that, I didn't really have much use for it. So Supreme Clientele gets the vote for me. G.
Bet. All right, well, check this out. When I was in high school, yes, I know we're going way back to when I was in high school, but just bear with me while I tell this story, all right? So when I was in high school, I was on the track team. And for whatever reason, during regular to and from school, I could not take my Walkman with me. But when I was on the track team, we was going to a track meet, I could take my Walkman with me. So in this unprecedented blessing that I received, I chose to carry one single tape that was 60 minutes long with one single song playing over and over again. And that song was Release Your Death from the Tikal album. Oh, wow. And that was what I would get hyped up to before every single track meet. That's what would get me in my zone. But Mike, you said that you would pick, it'd be hard for you to pick against any Ghostface album. Yeah. I'd like to submit for evidence the Pretty Tony album. You probably could have picked Tikal over that.
That's true.
However, ain't nothing on this whole side of the bracket beating Supreme Clientele. I'm gonna just go ahead and put that out there now. And if y'all end up trying to vote for something else other than Supreme Clientele, I'm gonna take it personally because there's not a skip on that whole album. Not one.
This is a true statement.
Not one. So Supreme Clientele got all 3 of our votes on this one, but I'm gonna tell you, you made it real difficult for any other album on this list.
In Gerard eyes.
We'll see.
So Supreme Clientele moves on to the next round. the last matchup on the left side of the bracket, we have Jizza, Liquid Swords versus the Old Dirty Bastard sophomore effort, Nigga Please. I'll go first. I'll tell you what, man. I enjoyed the Nigga Please album just off the strength of the sheer just drug-induced nuttiness of this album, because it's an abundance. But the man said God made dirt and dirt bust your ass. I mean, man. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Liquid Swords. I mean, just kicking it off with the title track, Duel of the Iron Mike. Oh, Cold World. I mean,
shadow boxing.
Yes. Dude, I can you know what, let me quit before I recite the meth whole verse in shadow boxing.
Breaks it down to the bone gristle.
Ill speaking scud missile heat seeking Johnny Blazing.
Oh man. Yo, that takes me back to a moment in my life. Then not as significant as the Cow album, but absolutely Liquid Swords takes me back to a place. Yeah, that Nigga Please album, dog. Nah, Got Your Money and Old Dirty's version of Good Morning Heartache. That's about it.
The best.
That's about
the
it.
Best.
About it. And you only like Good Morning Heartache if you actually want to hear Dirty sing. And if you know who he is, he can't sing.
He can't sing.
It's still funny. It is still funny. And those are like literally the only two songs I listen to off that album, dog. Liquid Swords, yeah, all day. All day.
All right.
All day.
Mike.
Yeah, so piggyback off Gerard's story, which has nothing to do with these two albums, but the fact that you did listen to music before your track beats. I did the same thing, except I didn't have one song on repeat over and over. I had a whole bunch of Wu-Tang songs on a tape I made. I would play that before my track meets to get hype. That used to be my joint. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So with the Liquid Swords and the Nigga Please, I think the title alone tells me exactly if I should take it or not. The title is Nigga Please. All right. So Nigga Please, don't do this, right? It's only a couple tracks on there, man. You know, it was trying to jump off on the previous success of the first album, because the first album was really well done. Really well done. But I just think the overall production on Liquid Swords is better. Plus, it's better. It felt like it was more Wu-Tangish. It felt more raw and gritty. Liquid Swords did, and then the Nigga Please album. If you want to do it for comparison, while I'm picking it. But other than that, I just like it better.
When the MCs came to live out their name. Liquid Swords goes on to the next round. Now let's get to the right side of the bracket. We have upper corner of the matchup, Old Dirty's first album, Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version, versus Raekwon, Cuban Links 2. I'll go first. I'll give the edge to Return to the 36 Chambers. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cuban Links 2 got a lot of burn in the ride, but there's some fat on the album that could be trimmed, in my personal opinion. But yes, that Return to the 36 Chambers, my memories of that was being in high school and just playing a shimmy shimmy y'all. Me and all my homies at the lunch table just banging the beat out and just rapping all in unison. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yay.
Oh, you can't sing.
But yo, do y'all realize that song is only one verse?
Yep. He repeats.
And the second verse is that first verse played backwards?
Yep.
Played backwards.
Yep. The man is a master in efficiency.
Yes.
There's joy in repetition, as Prince once said. So, yeah, Dirty gets my vote. G, what say you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ride with you on that, pretty much for the same reasons. Like, I just remember Rawhide from the first Old Dirty album, and I don't think there's a single song on Cuban Links 2 that is messing with Rod. So that's where I stand. And also, while we're here talking about Raekwon solo albums, I hopefully I'm not spoiling anything with the rest of this bracket, but I'd like to take this moment to thank you for not including Immobilarity. So
Oh, that was by design. Immobilarity never happened as far as I'm concerned.
No, I don't think there was that song. That album never came out. There was no lead single.
Nope.
Nothing. That album does not
Never
exist.
happened. Never happened. It was a mixtape.
No.
Like a mobile who? Who's that?
The mixtape, dog.
Yeah, is that a medication?
It's a new app.
Must be. Mike, what say you?
All right, so I just finished giving Old Dirty a whole bunch of praise about his first album, so I'm gonna stick with that. You know, the Cuban Links 2 album, it disappointed me, partly because my expectations were too high. I think that was a part of it. My expectations were too high, and it's too many skippable tracks on the album on Cuban Links 2. I felt like I skipped like every 2 or 3 songs. I need to go to the next one. Whereas at Return to 36 Chamber, man, I can just pop that in and let it ride. Either I'm gonna laugh about something. I'm like, oh snap, I forgot Dirty did that. That's how you joint. Yeah. So I like the creativity of it as well, because it's a completely different type of set of work from my Wu-Tang and the rhythm.
100%. So Return to the 36 Chambers moves on to the next round. Next matchup, we got Meth's sophomore album, Tikal 2000 versus RZA's Birth of a Prince. I'll go first. Yeah, Tikal 2000 for me suffers from the same dilemma, same problem I had with Cuban Links 2. Even more so with Tikal 2000. That is an extremely bloated album.
Yes.
There's way too much filler on that album.
With a very special track featuring none other than the 45th president of the United States.
Right.
Donald Trump. Yeah.
It's just
talking about not aging well.
Oh, I tell you. Yeah. And Birth of a Prince, I still play Birth of a Prince. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like Grits, Bob and I. That intro, man. Who be the last man standing when I cock back the cannon? Blast your ass and search for Michael Landon. Swore the cold man, wind speed the road there. Flow so cold I freeze him. Flow so cold I freeze MCs to snowman. I love that record, man. Yeah, Birth of a Prince,
man. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, Birth of a Prince gets my pick. So G.
Well, Mike, you actually gonna get to decide the winner of this one, because I'm going with Tikal 2000, because if for no other reason than I've never heard a single song off of Birth of a Prince.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if you had me at gunpoint and say name 2 RZA solo albums, yo, tell my wife and kids I love them, yo.
Au revoir.
I'm making it.
Au revoir.
So yeah, Tikal 2000. That's me. If for no other reason than, you know, he had a dope song with D'Angelo on it, and I like D'Angelo.
Word. Mike.
On me.
You're the deciding vote.
I was hoping I was gonna be number 2. I fall in the same category as G. I've never heard Birth of a Prince to pick it. I've heard Tikal. I don't want to pick it.
Hey man, sometimes one team got to win and move forward in the bracket. It ain't about how much you like them. It's just that somebody got to win.
I know. I'll try to pull up Birth of a Prince real quick to see if I see anything on here I knew, and I don't. Yeah, I'm rolling with Tikal 2000. Strictly Love by Default, because that's the only one I've heard out of both of those. Sorry about that, G. Sorry about that, Danny. Tikal
2000 is Judgment Day, right? I'm getting the right album.
Yes.
It's not the.
Yeah.
What's the other Method Man album that I bought? I think that was after that.
Yeah, Tikal, that was almost a pop album, dog. Tikal 2000.
I mean, compared to what he came out with originally, and compared to the original Wu-Tang album, but I mean, you could say the second Wu-Tang album is a pop album, because it's way more shiny and polished than the first albums were kind of gritty. So
them Tony Stark bars still grimy though.
But Ghost got a style though, so you know Ghost gonna take somebody old old school soul R&B album and just play the track and rhyme over them singing and not care nothing about it because that's just how he get down. But
That's how you get
like
down.
you either
Yeah,
rock with Ghost or you don't. So
very true.
you know what you're gonna get when you get Ghost.
Mm-hmm. Smoky
Salient
Field,
point.
Which
cognac.
reminds me of what was it? The joint he did with is an instrumental group called Bad Bad Not Good. Ghostface
Yes.
did an album with it, and then Danny Brown had his track on there. And at the end of his verse, he said, "You better get Ghost for I get Ghost." And then, so yeah, I'm sorry, I went off on a Ghostface tangent here. My
That's all
bad. I
good,
took
dog.
over.
It's all
real
good.
quick. We start talking about
Wu-Tang
Ghostface.
episode.
I have to express myself sometimes.
Wu-Tang episode. We should be talking about it.
And you bring
And Ghostface ain't in neither one of these albums. We talking about the Cal 2000 and Birth of the Prince.
and you bringing up Wu-Tang Forever, man. I remember the night. I remember when it dropped. They had a midnight sale at Cat's Music,
The Cast Music, yep.
and me and my sister drove there for the midnight sale, and I get mom was in the back seat. She just chaperoning. I mean, at that time I had my learner's permit, so
Yeah, because that would have been
that was in
that was
No.
97, 98.
no. Okay, I take that back. No, I already had my license then. I think Melissa would. I think she had just. I guess she was home on break or something.
Yeah.
But either way,
That would have been like your senior year.
yeah. But either way, it was the three of us, and we rode up to Cat's Music. Boy, it was packed out there.
Oh yeah.
I believe it. I believe that album got me in trouble, dog.
How
you
so?
Get a show around Wu-Tang Forever.
Bumping what was it? What's the name? The Triumph joint.
Mm-hmm.
It had a heavy bass in it.
Yeah.
You know, I had them tens in my trunk, dog, and I would just turn the volume all the way up. And then go to my homeboy house and ring the doorbell. What's up, dog? And his mom would come out of the house. Boy, turn that music down. She'd be yelling at me. She'd call my mom up. Then you know your son up here playing all this music all loud, all the profanity. The neighbors across the street can hear us.
I thought you was about to say you was blasting the dog shit, the old dirty track. I was like, woo, that is bold.
It ain't had a deep enough drop in the bass for me. I needed some deep bass in it.
I got you.
You should have been playing It's Yours then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that got some play too, but that was a little bit more beat because back then I was a little bit more grimy. I didn't really want to be trying to party and dance and be excited and just like that because It's Yours is kind of a little bit more upbeat. It's yours.
But I'll tell you, that bass used to hit though.
It did.
I know that.
It did. What I really like about that song was the pause, and then we kind of thought the track was over with.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Ghost come in. Yeah, I like that part. I really like that part.
Thing had Mike walking around Camden with his pants leg up.
You know, nah, Memphis Bleak had me doing that. Not that song. Bleak had me doing that.
All right, so to Cal 2000 goes on to the next round. The next matchup, we got Ghostface, Bulletproof Wallets versus Master Killer's No Said Date. Mike.
Come on, yo. Did we really? I mean, I know we had to put an album on here, but Master Killer though, really? Come on, son.
Hey, if I'm not mistaken, you represented all 9 members at least with one solo album, right?
Yeah, and he from home too, so you got to give him a little bit of props, right? A little bit of props. But yeah, I mean,
So we gonna give Master Killer props for having family in Sumter? Is that what we doing?
I say he get a little bit of props, dog.
It's got to count for something.
I'm trying to add some kind of credence to because I'm not gonna pick the album. I'm gonna pick Bulletproof Wallets. I'm gonna pick that, but I was trying to give him a little bit of credence, something to lean on, other than, I mean, the title kind of said it for you. No Said Date. I mean, don't talk about me, dog. Don't talk about me.
All right, I'll go next. Yeah, Bulletproof Wallets all day. Bulletproof Wallets contains my all-time favorite Ghostface song, which is Maxine.
I love that song.
Just the story they told.
So descriptive, dog.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Trying to remember which one was how Maxine goes.
You don't know it's beef. Girl, I got a cop friend. Girl, you don't
You
know
don't know it's beef. 3 long kicks, the hinges blew off.
It blew off, yeah.
Okay, so I'm confusing Maxine with Yolanda's house. Okay, never mind. I know what we're talking about now.
You think about the when he made the shootout
Big
scene.
Doe Rehab.
Big Doe Rehab. Yeah, when he made the shootout scene, right?
I think so.
You already on it together?
Yes, is Ghost, Ray, and Method Man on it?
Yeah. Method isn't on. He's not on Maxine. It's Ray. It's Ghost and Ray.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. My bad. Yeah, it wasn't going to change nothing. I'm still going to pick Bulletproof Wallace. The only song I remember off of No Sad Date is Old Man because it uses the
Sanford and Son.
The Sanford and Son theme song, yeah.
And Old Dirty singing at the end of it.
Yep. I want to be patties.
On a sesame seed bun, you big dummy.
Big dummy.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, that joke was jamming.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Mike, you ain't got to listen to the whole album. Just listen to that one song. That's kind of funky.
My bad. I was pulling up at Yolanda's house on the to listen to it. While y'all was talking about that.
Yeah. Okay. So Mike over there straight disrespecting the bracket. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up by saying Bulletproof Wallace for the win.
I'm paying attention, dog. I'm respecting the bracket.
There you go. And then the last matchup, which is basically the play-in game. You got Golden Arms Redemption versus Capadonna the Pillage. I'll go first.
I'm gonna go second.
Yeah, that's a toss up for me because I honestly you know what? It's not a toss up. I'm taking the Pillage only because they got 2 songs on the album that I like versus the 1 song on You God's album that I like. So yeah, Pillage, the only song I like Slang Editorial and Milk the Cow, and that's literally it. That album does nothing else for me. You talk about just, oh God. You talk about disappointed. His guest appearances, Winter Wars, Triumph. I'm like, oh, this dude, he got something. Man, I played that Pillage. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Boy, this is bad. No bueno. And there was a used CD too, so which should have been a dead giveaway right there. But hey, you live and you learn.
If somebody else didn't think enough of it to keep it, why you gonna go buy it secondhand?
Man, yeah, that's strictly that's all on me right there. So yeah, Pillage gets my pick. Mike.
I'm with you, Danny. I was so disappointed when the Pillage dropped out. I was so looking forward to that album because I just knew Capadonna had something for us. And he did have something for us. It's just not what we wanted. That's all it was, right?
Yeah, had a big flock of nothing.
Nothing.
All right,
and I tried to make it work for me too, man. It didn't play well. Golden Arms Redemption. I think I'm gonna roll with that one over the Pillage. And only because I didn't have any expectations for this album because it was You God album. So I didn't really put no expectations. So I can actually deal with that one better because I don't expect it to be dope. The Pillage though, it just hurt my feelings. Like I'm mad at it now. So I ain't Yeah, so Golden Arms.
He said he didn't expect it to be dope. That's funny. Gee. It's on you, player.
Man, you call this the play-in game. I'm thinking if you put Golden Arms Redemption and Birth of a Prince in the same matchup, that's a play-in game right there.
I disagree. Vehemently disagree.
Pillage, I don't know, dog.
And the main reason I call them play-in games is because I have never heard even a single off of either one of those albums. I gotta go with the Pillage, and I'd like to correct you on this one thing. In addition to Slang Editorial and Milk the Cow, you also have Run. So there's 3 songs on that album, the Pillage. Thank you very much.
Nah, it's 2. If you said Ghostface Run, yeah, I'd agree with you.
But that's a given because it's a Ghostface song. There ain't too many songs Ghostface can do, and I'd be like, nah, I don't know about that one, Ghost.
Yeah, but yeah, that Capadonna Run, it don't do nothing for me. Have you seen the video from Milk the Cow?
No,
mean,
listen. I had no idea that videos for any songs on the Capadonna album had videos. I just figured that they released the album and then they like, you like that song? Play that song.
Like, yeah, I was like, yo, we're
But
not
that's it.
investing any more money in this.
Yeah,
he
no.
did, he had
Hey,
he did have a video for Slang Editorial when the album released, but the Milk the Cow album, that gosh, like they released that one like way like years after the album dropped.
it's like for what?
Dog, he's literally like in the store getting a jug of milk, and it's just like him and his dudes on the corner, and he's rapping with it like he just got a jug of milk in his hand. acting like doing dumb dances, man. This
Just cause.
yeah, just cause.
All
Yeah,
right.
no budget, no budget, dog, no budget. We can go make that right now with just a cell phone.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of things we can make right now with a cell phone, I think I shared this album cover with you, Danny, but I don't think Mike knows about it. Mike, when you get a moment and you're on your phone, look up the album cover for Black Tarzan.
Black
And that's
Tarzan.
2 R's and 2 N's.
The Capadonna one?
Yes. And when you
Yeah.
see that album cover and you want to talk about things that could have been made on your cell phone, this could have been made on your Motorola Razor back in the day. That's how trash that album cover is, dog. If you see that album cover for Black Tarzan, dog, I'm like, yo, whose child did you have make this in Microsoft Paint? That's my question when I see the album cover, because that's not even a Photoshop, dog. They made this joint in like Canva or something on. No matter of fact, that's too nice for Canva. They made this joint on PowerPoint. That's how this joint looked. You don't have none of the tools in PowerPoint to make an album cover, and that's where they made that album cover at. Dog. It is just ridiculous.
Who approved
How
this?
trash that album cover looks.
Who approved this? Like somebody had to say, yo, this is a good idea. Let's go ahead and release this.
That album cover is on all streaming platforms, dog. You got technology to get your album to people in the snap of a finger, and this is how much time you put into your album cover? Essentially none. Dog, that's Microsoft Paint level of album cover design. And I've seen people work wonders with Microsoft Paint. That ain't it.
He got some dope wallabies on though.
Well, I mean, if you want to look for the positive in any situation, yeah,
The
Wallabies is probably nice on that album cover. But look at the rest of the album cover, Mike.
Trash, dog. It's trash, dog. It's trash, dog. That's I was like, who approved this? Somebody had to say, yo, this is good. We're gonna roll with this one.
Hey man,
Roll with it.
Mike and Danny, I just want to ask y'all right now, no matter how high I get in my life, I need the two of y'all to tell me if I've gone too far. Don't let me go out here like whoever approved or let Capadonna go out here with this album cover and they were standing by like a yes man because they wanted to get on. Don't do that to me, okay? If you see me do something like this, pull my coattail. Pull me back.
I'm not yes man, dog. I got you. I got you. Man, it's not a good look, dog. Not a good look.
Hey.
Well, that's how I see it on the podcast. It's not a good look, dog.
It's not.
Behind closed doors, I'll tell you something else.
All right, Pillage moves on to the next round. So back to the left side of the bracket.
My bad, Daniel. I know we don't talk about everything except for the album.
We got cute.
But that's why you have us on here. We have strong opinions about stuff. We let that out.
True. Next matchup on the left side of the bracket, we got Cuban Links versus Iron Man. G.
Oh yes. Why you couldn't throw it to me on the other side of the bracket first? You come like all the heat rocks is over here. Now you gonna make me be the first to put my opinion out here on Cuban Links versus Iron Man. Oh man, this is you making me go against my favorite MC in the Wu-Tang versus the album that gave me Rainy Days, dog. Rainy Days. On rainy days, I sit back and count. Like, oh God, rain. Do y'all understand? Like, if you had to put like Release Your Delf on the Tikal album up there with like songs that I've listened to easily in the 4-digit number of times, Rainy Days is up there right next to it. And I had a friend when I was at State. Shout out to Joe. When it would rain, he would put his stereo speakers to the window of the dorm room, which faced the courtyard, and play Rainy Days. That's the kind of attachment and mental connection I got to this album. And you're gonna make me choose between Cuban Links and Iron Man. I'm going Cuban Links. Because, and this is what pushed it over the edge. Through the lights, cameras, and action, glamour, glitters, and gold, I'll unfold the scroll, plant seeds to stampede the globe when I'm deceased. By then, the beast arise like East to conquer peace, while the savages are roaming the streets. Yo, Nas is like the first non-Wu-Tang feature on a Wu-Tang album, and he dropped a verse that started off like that.
Why the cops trying to trick me? Mm-hmm.
Cuban Links. Y'all up.
Oh man. Woo.
You stole my argument, dog.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was gonna be my argument. the Nas track.
See how y'all made me go first, and I had to come with the heat. Now, ain't no stage left for y'all to stand on. Nothing but ashes. Give your vote and let's move on.
Like next.
Man, yeah. You swayed my vote with that one. Cause that was I had all my mindset on Iron Man, but yeah. That the verbal intercourse factor. That changes things.
And I'm not saying all of that to knock Iron Man, because Assassination Day still gets run in this house.
Oh yeah.
This one too.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Cuban Links. Mike.
Yep, I think we're gonna go 3 on this. I had a very passionate argument I was gonna use, but since G already kind of went through verbal intercourse, I think I'm good. And another thing though with Cuban Links, man, I almost feel like not every track, at least 95% of that album, when you turn it on, it don't matter what's going on. If anybody from my era, you put that track on, everybody stop and look like, yo, the purple tape. Like everybody kind of recognized that, man. Well, Iron Man got a lot of John on there. Like, so he you know, I like when he talk shit. So when he was talking about piping his chick on the dresser on the
Wildflower.
Yeah. Talking about piping on the laundry machine, John. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dog. Just be disrespectful with him. Beat it anyway.
Speaking your language.
It's all in my language. Here you go. Yeah. But you know, Cuban Links, man. I just my joint with the purple tape, dog. It got more hits on there that I appreciate and like.
Word.
And Nas dropped some heat on there, but I almost think Ghost outshined him on that track.
I don't know if I can agree with that one or not.
Now, most people don't agree with that, but in my opinion, I think he outshined him on that. But that's just me though. I like stories.
I'm thinking back to Ghost verse on Glaciers of Ice. That one was probably better than I like that one better than his verse on Verbal Intercourse.
Verbal Intercourse. Mm-hmm.
My C's go with his C's, marry his C's. That's how we keep paying money all up in the family.
Man, so Cuban Links goes on to the next round. So next matchup, we got Supreme Clientele versus Liquid Swords.
Well, we know what G picking. We don't need to ask him.
Hey, I'll go last on this one.
I'll go. You know, Mike, you go first.
I'll go first on this one. All right. So I did enjoy Liquid Swords a great deal, but I mean Supreme Clientele made by my favorite Wu-Tang artist. And it's a really dope album. So I'm going with Supreme Clientele over Liquid Swords because I don't have any other thing other than that repeating that beat from Liquid Swords again. That's what really resonated with me. So
all right. Yeah. I'm gonna have to give the advantage to Supreme Clientele as well. Just off the fact the song Stroke of Death, Ghostface had a lyrical faux pas. There was a line where he's supposed to say, "Bitches think that I'm Dominican / half Indian. Milk on my mustache fell to my chinny chin." He said, "Bitches think that I'm Dominican / hash Indian. Milk on my mustache fell to my chinny chin." But it still worked because it's Ghostface. They let it rock.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the rest of that album, that sounds like he did that on purpose.
On
Because
purpose.
it's got to be the greatest album of nonsensical rhymes ever spat to a beat.
100%.
Yeah, the child's play makes no sense whatsoever, dog. It makes no sense. Child's play makes no sense, but it's dope though. You put it on, you're like, oh snap. I don't know.
Yeah, y'all already know what I'm gonna do. Supreme Clientele all day, every day. That's everything else in this bracket is playing for second place. That's how I feel about this. So I'll again, Supreme Clientele. I'll let that ride. We got 3-0 on that one. Supreme Clientele moving forward.
All right, Supreme Clientele moves on to the semifinals. So now, back to the right side of the bracket, we have Old Dirty's Return to the 36 Chambers versus Decal 2000. I'll go first. Decal 2000 is out of here. Understand that. Yeah, it's Return to the 36 Chambers for me all day. That's probably Return to the 36 Chambers is probably the second most played Wu Solo album in my high school years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right behind Cuban Links.
Wow.
So yeah, Return to the 36 Chambers gets my vote.
Okay.
G.
Yeah, couldn't name, well, I could name some songs over to Cal 2000, but Return to the 36 Chambers, for me, I think if you're going to put I would call it a second generation Wu-Tang album versus like a first generation Wu-Tang album.
Mm-hmm.
Just the grittiness and griminess of the early stuff, like the Liquid Swords, Tikal, Return to the 36 Chambers, like all of them were like, it's all RZA stuff and it's all gritty. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for like a newer, shinier album to match up with that, with one exception. So yeah, I'm gonna go Return to the 36 Chambers.
Word. Mike.
All right, dope. Yeah, just by default, Tikal made it to this round. So by default, we're gonna get Tikal out of this round. Yeah, so it's Return to 36 Chambers. It's a better album than Tikal. We already talked about how much better it is than Tikal. Pretty much like a pop album almost. And yeah, we're going with that one. I nothing else to say. We already done play that out.
All right, Return to the 36 Chambers moves on to the semifinals. And the last matchup on the right side of the bracket, we got Bulletproof Wallets versus The Pillage.
How you feel about The Pillage, Danny?
Yeah, here's your basket. Here's your basket. Thanks for playing. Get out of here.
Yeah, you gonna put a Ghostface album against almost any other album in this bracket. I would probably pick a Ghostface album, and The Pillage is no exception to this. They got to get up out of here because Bulletproof Wallace is my vote.
Mike.
Cosign Bulletproof Wallace. I don't want to overtalk The Pillage. We done enough of that already.
Fair point. All right. Semifinal matchups are set. So back to the left side of the bracket, we got Cuban Links versus Supreme Clientele.
This is a Final Four matchup. This should be a championship matchup right here. That's all I'm saying.
Mike, your pick.
I've been thinking through this as we've been going through the other ones because I knew that the Pillage ain't had no shot. I knew Tikal had no shot, so I was already started thinking through this like. I love both projects so much, and they both got the artists I like on it so much. However, I can't get away from that Purple Tape being a classic, man. The Purple Tape was the album that really put me on the Wu-Tang Clan, that locked me in. Like I had listened to Wu-Tang and all those things, but Purple Tape really locked me into them.
So Into the 36 Chambers wasn't enough for you.
It was dope. I listened to it, but it didn't lock me in to the Wu. I was like, because it was so much music going on at that time was coming out, man. It was so many artists and grimy at that time too. Remember now, I was a mixtape child.
Okay, I follow you on that.
Mixtape child. So it was a bunch of grimy music out there. But when I think about it, man, and I think the songs that get the most replay in my home come from the Cuban Links album. So I got to go with Cuban Links over Supreme Clientele. Even though I love that track, I love that project, man. I mean, just look at my background.
Don't look too hard though, because it's Photoshop.
G, your pick.
Okay, so this is how we doing this. All right. Well, I mean, y'all already know how I feel about Supreme Clientele. That's where my vote is going. I'm not changing my mind, but I can say this honestly and completely. If any other album in this bracket were to be picked over Supreme Clientele, I would be okay with it being Cuban Links. But there's no way on my life I would ever vote for Cuban Links against Supreme Clientele. So
No.
I'm Supreme Clientele straight up all day.
No.
But I could hear an argument for otherwise if that's the pick, Cuban Links.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you, G. My favorite Wu Solo album track opener is Nutmeg. I mean, you God, scientific. My hand kissed it. Whew, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Supreme Clientele too. So yeah, Supreme Clientele makes it to the championship round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, back to the right side of the bracket, we have Return to the 36 Chambers versus Bulletproof Wallets.
Wow, we got two ghost albums in the finals.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Jumping ahead, my bad. Jumping ahead.
I'll go first. Yeah, Return to the 36 Chambers for me, just because of the sentimental value.
Yeah, we knew that's where you was gonna end up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And the funny thing is, like, if I would trade the tapes with my friends, we never traded our Wu-Tang albums, ever.
Really?
Yeah. Like if somebody wanted to borrow it to make a copy of it, like nah, you can't touch the Wu-Tang albums.
You gotta get
bring me a blank tape. I'll bring you a copy back.
Yeah,
you gotta get your own player. Except for that pillage album, you was handing them out. Here you go, dog. That pillage, here you go. I got it for you, dog.
Mike, what's your pick?
I'm going with Bulletproof Wallets. I'm a Ghost fan more than a Dirty fan.
All right,
that's my only argument.
G.
Yeah, this one wasn't that hard at all for me. I'm going Bulletproof Wallets just off the simple fact that, yeah, I was hyping up Returning to 36 Chambers, but there's a lot of songs on there that I don't think I've ever really paid any attention to, and they're usually in the second half of the album.
Fair enough. So, Bulletproof Wallets advances to the championship game where it matches up against Supreme Clientele. And
you know, love.
I gotta. I forgot, and I completely forgot about $1.50. So at the count of three, we're all gonna say what our vote is. 1, 2, 3. Supreme Clientele.
It's like that was a given. I told y'all. I tried to tell y'all at the beginning of the joint when the album on here that's gonna touch Supreme Clientele. I got a little bit scared when we got down to Only Built from Cuban Links, but when we got past that, I was like, oh, ain't nothing on the other side of the bracket that's touching Supreme Clientele, dog. That wasn't happening.
And the champion of the 2023 Since We Last Spoke Wu-Tang Solo Album Invitational is my favorite Wu Solo album of all time, Supreme Clientele by Ghostface Killer. Ghost, take a bow. Thank you for the drugs that you took in the creation of this album to create such a colorful sound and language. You are appreciated.
That's right.
Take a bow.
We thank you, sir.
So, yeah, that concludes the tournament. So, fellas, any last remarks?
Hey, man, I just want to give a shout out to the time Ghost spent in jail where he wrote this album. I think, that was time well spent. He learned his valuable lesson, and he was able to reflect and give us some of the greatest nonsensical rhymes you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah, I want to thank the rest of the Wu-Tang Clan for helping him sharpen his sword by giving him feedback during their studio sessions, telling him he need to step his bars up. So I really appreciate that. And other than that, man, I want to say to the rest of the Wu-Tang Clan members, man, we appreciate your support of a Ghostface, the actual star of the group.
Hey, don't front. When they first came out, I thought Method Man was that dude.
It was Meth for a bit. It was Meth for a while. It was Meth for a while.
Ghost came through and housed it.
And then
That he did.
Then that tape came out that was purple and it was all over with then. Because for me, when 36 Chambers came out, the first one, I was still kind of leaning towards Meth being the artist who's gonna really stand out from the Wu-Tang Clan.
That made sense though.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't nobody else had a solo song on the group album.
Yeah. I was really thinking, he was gonna be the one. And then, like I said, that purple tape dropped, and I was like, oh.
It was different.
Just different. It's like just different.
Yeah. All right, so y'all got anything y'all want to plug or promote?
Nah, man, you know me. Ain't nothing but GerardRose.com. So go there and find all the various places I'm not posting on social media.
Okay, there you go. I don't have any place for you to go. I'm not giving out my email address. Be on the lookout. The board meeting maybe dropping an episode. I'm just joking.
Yeah, we got to have a board meeting before we drop some more episodes of the board meeting.
A board meeting on the board meeting. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Right. I don't have anything to plug. I just want to say, Danny, man, I appreciate you bringing us on, man. Once again, to represent, man. I always enjoy kicking on my boys, man, having a good time with y'all. Even if we talking nonsense stuff, man, it's always good to connect with some good, positive people. So I appreciate y'all gentlemen, man.
100%, man. The feeling is mutual, man. And I'm gonna have y'all back on for another tournament episode too. So y'all stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, download, and subscribe to Since We Last Spoke with Danny Foxworth. Make sure you follow my videos on YouTube. You can find me at Danny Foxworth 843. And for Mike, G, and myself, this has been another episode of Since We Last Spoke. And until next time, y'all be good. Peace.